Right.
I'm going to turn my phone off, haven't I?
Good evening everyone and welcome to the Planning and Highways meeting today, the 28th of November. I'm not going to go through all the house rules, but just to remind you to put your phones on silent, please.
Yeah.
So, item 1 of the agenda, apologies for absence.
Just one from Councillor Borman, she's got a family thing.
Thank you. Item 2, disclosure of interest. To deal with any disclosure by members of any disclosable pecuniary interests and interests other than pecuniary interests as defined under the Seaford Town Council Code of Conduct and Localism Act 2011 in relation to matters on the agenda. No public participation. We move on to agenda item 4, planning applications. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 21st of October, LW/24/0622, 4 Lindfield Avenue, single storey, front porch extension. Who would like to? Councillor Honeyman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Always said Madam Mayor, didn't I? Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I mean, I don't often don't like porches when they are singular like they are there. I do prefer them if it's more of an enclave filling in. But I think in this case, they're a reasonable size. I'd be happy to accept it.
Thank you. Any other comments? And does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Law. And can I have a show of hands of supporting this application?
It's quite nice actually.
Yes.
Get some extra panels as well, don't
LW/24/0589, 23 Bromley Road, single storey side extension and a front porch with fenestration alterations. Councillor Honeyman.
Thank you again, Chair. I don't think it's going to cause any problems next door. As you can see, they've got some outhouses anyways, and it's basically utilises, puts a dining room onto that corner, so I'd be happy to accept.
Okay.
I was going to say it's the same as well, but I noticed one of the people who made a comment said about the fact they're worried about noise because they live from home. Sorry, they work from home, not live from home. Work from home, but I don't really know how that we can.
Well, I think it would be one of the conditions.
Construction noise, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
They have to comply to building regs
Yeah.
with regards to heat and sound insulation. So, just wish it had a bit of a pitch roof on it to be similar to the garage. But other than that, it's a flat roof. I don't like flat roofs, but that's just my personal opinion. As far as I'm concerned, I agree with Council. It is what it is. It's a side extension. I just wish I'd have a pitch roof on it, or a semi-pitch roof with a flat roof behind it to make it look more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Other than that, you really can't find much about to say really. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, but it doesn't clash with any regulations. So
It's utilising a bit of a wasted area.
no, it's nothing. It's not a veg patch, is it? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Councillor Honeyman.
Just to come back what both Councillor Honeyman and Councillor Law said, yeah, those outhouses are probably the work from home offices because they're big enough, aren't they? So I mean, if they're working in the daytime, chances are the dining room's more later on in the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't. I think there's a sufficient distance, isn't there, between.
So it means it complies with building regs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So can I have a show of hands supporting this application? That's unanimous. Thank you. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 28th of October. LW/24/0613, 39 Blatchington Hill, installation of one air source heat pump at the rear side elevation.
Oh dear.
Councillor Olivia Honeyman.
I thought this was fine. It says the details that, sorry, the information that's been put there so it does comply with permitted development, so
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, no, I think it's fine, but I was also impressed by the acoustic calculations associated with the submission. We've had other heat pumps for the buildings fitted, and there's a later on thing which I'm not quite sure, I thought we'd seen it before, for air conditioning condensers, where there's no similar acoustic calculation. But this is fine.
Yeah, okay. New second, Councillor Honeyman. Councillor Richard Honeyman.
Thank you very much. Just I wonder if there's a trend about heat pumps. I was trying to find out if you, in the end, I mean, it could get to a stage where you could have quite a few every time. But if it's, as Councillor Buchanan said, if it's similar to aircon units, you have to get permission for those, don't you, at the moment? I mean, whether or not that changes,
Yeah.
then that's different. But this particular site's big enough to cope with what we're asking for tonight, so I'm happy to support.
Yeah, and it's in the conservation area, so that's
Yeah.
probably one of the reasons
Why
it's
we
come
think,
before
yeah.
us. Although it's not visible from the road, is it?
Makes a change, doesn't it?
Okay.
I'm stuck in the front garden now.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Often not.
Okay, so can I have a show of hands supporting this application? That's unanimous. Thank you. LW/24/0617, 3 to 5 Clinton Place, conversion of existing ground floor premises into 3 retail units together with alterations to form shop fronts.
It's the best I can get, I'm afraid.
Councillor Richard Honeyman.
I support it. I'm happy. So they're not touching the top part of the building. So it's where effectively it was the bank, and now obviously the SEA have some sort of probably a temporary sort of rent lease, haven't they? And so they were probably never going to be long term in that
I think
respect.
it's nice that they're retaining the
Absolutely,
pillars.
absolutely true.
Pillars, I mean, pillars.
So I'd be happy to support.
Thank you. Any other comment?
Yeah,
Councillor
I
Long?
agree with Councillor Hummel and yourself, Chair. So, the majority of the works are being carried at ground floor level,
Yeah.
and the remainder of Broad is remaining as it is, and the fenestration, the bay windows are as they are. And if you don't do some of these sorts of buildings sooner or later, just go down with it. So I think I second Councillor. I think it's a good use of an existing building. It's quite nice as well. It's in keeping.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else? Yes? Councillor Olivia Honeyman?
Yeah, I still think it's quite narrow for three shops. I do think that's going to be quite, obviously that's up to the landlords, but it's quite narrow to put 3 shops in there. And I don't know if they can change things, but the High Street bit did confuse me when I saw it in there, because it's actually not the name of the street, it's not the High Street, so I don't know if that can, when that goes to district, if they just want to get that amended or something, just a sort of comment.
Put a note, comment.
Yeah. But I do think they are narrow, having been in the building,
Yeah.
the building as it is at the moment, then that's going to, I'm a bit worried about 3, because I think that might limit the amount of retailers that might want to take that. 2 I think would be great, but 3 I think is going to be tight as to who might go in there. And obviously that's up to the landlords, but that's just an observation.
It seems as though they're going back to the numbering.
What it was,
Yes,
but then
yeah.
maybe whenever it was, people had smaller shops.
Yeah,
Whereas now, I don't know, it's up to,
yeah.
it's just an observation.
For us, Chair,
Councillor.
sorry, Chair, just you're limited by what the existing structure of the building
Yeah.
is, and because if you start to make limited to, you have to bring structural walls in and
Yeah, just
fire calculations, this and that. It's going back to basically what it was, perhaps goodness knows when.
Yeah.
So I think it's going back to what it was. and I just spoke to Councillor Olivia and said that, yeah, 2 will be wide. But having said that, the shops now are getting smaller and smaller anyway because the competition from the internet
Yeah.
prohibits you from having larger and larger properties. I mean, give Peacocks to July, they own a big property in Seaford, fair play to them. But yeah, I have to support it because I can't find anything wrong with it really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an observation.
Yeah, I absolutely right, with you, yeah.
Okay. Councillor Richard
Let's
Hammond.
let's not hesitate. Obviously, talk about free shop funds. We don't know exactly what class is going to be, do we? I mean,
No.
could it vary? But well, it's not. It's irrelevant at this stage,
It's
isn't it?
retail, isn't it?
Yeah,
It could be
just,
anything.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it might even, once it's happened, you know, it might get another planning application to say office use. You don't know. It's open to.
With 2 shops into one, we don't know, but this
Yeah.
stage, we can
Yeah.
review what we've got
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so with that, can I have a show of hands for supporting the application? And that's unanimous. Thank you. LW stroke 24 stroke 0650 65 Upper Belgrave Road. Variation of condition 1 plans in relation to approval of LW stroke 23 stroke 0478 to increase height of rear dormer and ridge by 12.5 centimetres to accommodate the 2 metre headroom required by building control. Councillor Olivia Honeyman.
I was just thinking for 12.5 centimetres, I thought it was fine to do. Obviously, I don't know, I'm not keen on, I'm sorry, I'm not keen, I'm not sure about all the technical stuff, but I think if that's the only way they're going to get it built for 12.5 centimetres,
Yeah.
I would say that's fine, but obviously others may disagree.
Yeah. It's only sort of 5 inches. I think I worked it out.
It's a full, what is it, 30,
No, 12 centimetres.
12.5 centimetres,
or it's in 6 inches?
Yeah.
so it's
Because
hardly
of that.
anything at all.
Councillor Cannon.
Thank you, Chair. So just out of interest, which drawing revision is that we've got on the screen? Because just if you look, the ridge of the roof is in the centre of the chimney, and that was a drawing submitted on the 14th of October, I think. Although it's called revision F, and there's a subsequent revision submitted on the. I got a bit confused about which drawings I was looking at.
Okay. Well, this was from the previous, wasn't it?
Okay, so that's on the 31st of October,
But-
and when that says that's the approved elevation.
So that
Yeah.
that was from LW stroke 23, that's what, stroke
Yeah.
0478, so the previous application. This is a variation of condition to that previously
It's building
approved.
control have pulled it.
Because that one, the ridge also finishes in the middle, but the dormer was a bit higher, and the angle of the pitch roof was a little bit different. Again, I was a bit confused, so as long as I know which one I'm looking at, which is the
So
one
I think
There is pre-planning advice on the design statement.
Right.
that's the existing, isn't it?
have mine
Well, it's certainly
in
high.
here, did you say?
This same as the ridge, just squeeze it in.
Oh.
Hmm.
I can't remember if it's the second page or third page.
Yeah, good set of eyes for
But
that.
I think it's the third, next page.
Of course it is.
Especially when you've got the wrong glasses on.
Pre-application
Yeah.
advice. There you go.
Martin and Tracy.
That's pre-application
Oh, yeah, I read
advice.
that part.
So,
So it's in fact, like I say,
A false reach.
I
it's still gonna hide it.
Yeah, that's what it said, that's why I thought it's fine, because they're
Behind
gonna,
it,
they're gonna
yeah.
hide it anyway.
Okay.
Only 25 millimetres, yeah, it's about
Yeah.
just less than 6 inches,
Yeah.
5 inches, so.
I mean, if you remember the original plans, this is going back, the dormer went right out to the
Into the building.
the whole of the roof.
Yeah, that's right.
And that got refused, so they came back with,
It's just building regs are pulled,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
so,
But you've got advice, if they're happy.
yeah. Okay, so can I have a proposer, please, Councillor Lily Hunman?
Yeah.
You propose to support it, find a second, Councillor Lord?
Yep.
And can I have a show of hands, please? That's unanimous. Thank you. LW stroke 24 stroke 0665 44 Broad Street. Proposed new shop front construction and installation of 2 AC condenser units to the rear for Specsavers. Councillor Cannon.
Chair, I thought we did this before.
This is the one that we did before. Sorry, for you, Chair.
Yeah.
It was the sign. So I think this one
Illuminate.
probably should have come
Yeah.
first,
That's it, yeah.
and then the sign probably should come after. But so yeah, they kind of go together.
But the heat pumps are in it, or the condensers are in it before. Anyway,
I think that was the co-op.
And it was.
Yeah, we did have one for the co-op.
no, this was
We did have
for
another one.
Specsavers, because it took me a while to realise we were talking about Specsavers in a new location.
I see.
But anyway, I mean, we can. I was
This is-
in agreement with it before.
Specsavers is staying where they are, from what I
This is the
understand.
hearing
As
option.
for eyes and glasses, this new one is for hearing.
Consultations.
So they're
Oh,
separating the two.
Okay.
Better make sure they're quiet then, aren't we? I support the application,
Yeah.
we need to support businesses in the high street, so,
Yeah.
and they've had the decency to do it properly rather than doing it, you know, saying retrospectively, so to speak, so
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor. Does that find a seconder, Councillor Hunman? And can I have a show of hands supporting the application? That's unanimous. Thank you. LW stroke 24 stroke 0686 36 Chinkton Gardens. Single storey front stroke side infill extension with a replacement of existing garage. Additional of 2 side dormers and alterations to existing fenestration, including additional of 1 front Juliet balcony and 1 to the rear window.
I'll let you know.
Richard Hanneman.
Thank you, Chair. I still think it's too much fair. They're, even though they're bungalows, they're very. Sometimes there's a lot on each plot, and this particular one, I can't see why they're doing a Juliet balcony at the front. I don't know why they need to do that, unless it's just decoration. They're not really going to actually use it. I don't like the front Juliet balcony. I don't mind. I mean, it is a lot on the site. They basically use the whole width of the site now when you start doing what they're trying to do. But I'll see what the other people got to say.
Councillor Hanneman.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned when I looked at the picture. It looked really bulky, but I know when they showed you say that other people in the area have done the same thing. They've done it as well as the only way to do it. I mean, it says in the neighbourhood plan about side windows avoid unless show not overlooking neighbours. I just felt it was heavy when you see how big the house is, and then, but I understand why they're putting it in, and because it's the only way they can get the extra space. So I think it's going to be a bit difficult to turn it down because others have had approval. But obviously, like Councillor Honeyman said, let's see what everyone else thinks.
Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, it would seem that the house 2 doors down had a similar kind of large double dormer approved quite recently. Equally as bulky.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there is an awful lot in that road
Mm.
of different extensions and what have you.
I don't understand this bit, sorry.
It's a flat
Yeah,
roof, I think.
yeah.
but-
No, the length of this extension.
The edge at the back is where the old garage was, so they just kind of extended the
Yeah,
garage.
They incorporated the garage into the existing single-storey extension.
It's been right up the boundary, isn't it? More or less, isn't it? Right up to the...
Yeah, future.
Councillor
It's a big extension. What they've done, like I said, they've incorporated the driveway and coupled it up to the existing garage. So it makes the ground floor extension. Don't think you can't see it from the front. You can only see it on plan. I notice it's quite close to the boundary, but again, you have to go through building control and fire regs to make sure there's a minimum of 1.2 metre gap between the boundary
Yeah.
and the existing property. But if the existing garage which is incorporated into it has less than a metre, it might comply to ground fire rights. The two dormers either side of it, it's come the norm now to extend the existing property. Because don't forget, people who have these houses, they've got growing families, and the families can't afford to move anywhere else. So they've got to incorporate families into the house until they can fledge when they're about 50 years old or something like that. And I think there's so many properties in a similar size or situation with dormers and flat roof extensions, etc. You'd be very hard to push the fact that we can refuse it. It is big, it is bulky, and I think it's almost as big as the existing footprint as the bungalow, with the side extension as well. But I think you'd be hard pushed to refuse it, because it went to an appeal. So why are you refusing it? Well, we think it's a bit big. But in actual fact, there's loads of properties like that around there. So I'll actually support this application, even though I think it's a little bit big. But then it's got to go through building control and what have you. So not everything back with regards to the because I think the dormers come right to the ridge level again, and so it complies with building control. Not everything back again saying can we increase by half, it was 6 inches or something like that. But I'll support it. At least they're not building something in the back garden, I think, which is a bonus. So I'll support this application.
I mean, I must admit, it's ticking the boxes that it's in from below the ridge line and steps in.
Yeah.
There is Marine Drive.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of bungalows which have done exactly this. So
Well, the studio flat obviously knows that for members of the family.
it is what it is, and
It is what it is, and it is what it is, what it is, and that's it. So yeah, I can't refuse it, so I'll support it.
So we got a proposal to support it from Councillor Lord. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Buchanan, and can I have a show of hands of support of the application? And that's unanimous. Thank you. Planning applications received in the week commencing Monday the 4th of November. LW/24/0599, 1 The Croft, Chinkton Lane, single storey north side extension and replace existing front porch and detached side garage. Councillor Lord?
Well, I hate saying this, but it is what it is. It's a garage on a large property. I don't know people to build garages as big as this and even apply for planning applications. So, and I can't find any reason why I can't support the application, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, it is. It's a big house, but basically wants a garage inside it. So I can't, can't find any reason why I can't say anything against it. And it's in keeping, I suppose. This is try to hide a flat roof, which is a bonus.
Yeah, I don't do that, that helps.
It does actually, yeah.
The only thing I thought, the garage looked a bit top-sided with the roof.
There's no doubt in my mind we'll be
Outside,
using that for something else, Chair, later on.
But other than that,
But other than that, we know they're going to put a dormer roof in there, don't
Yeah.
we? But we can only see what we can see.
okay, just find a seconder. Councillor Livy Honeyman, any more comments? So I can have a show of hands supporting the application, and that's unanimous. Thank you. LW/24/0658, 35 Connaught Road. Replace rear conservatory with a single-storey extension. Add a rear dormer and enlarge existing side dormer and fenestration alterations. Any comments, Councillor Lord?
Yeah, it's a bit big, isn't it? It's not a large property, and they put a lot onto it. We just approved one and said, yeah, it's got a double dormer roof and a side garage. And we've got one now which is similar but a little bit different in the fact that it's a semi-detached property. And there's a lot going on. And again, you can't find a reason not to support it, apart from the fact that they're removing the chimney and completely altering the structural fabric of the building with the extension and what have you. I don't know. It's pretty big, and I'd be surprised if the next one there was not kicked to fuss up actually. But at this moment, I'll listen to everybody else to say before I start making a final decision.
Councillor Livy Honeyman?
Yeah, I had a look on this on the street view.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a look on there and it did show that it looks like possibly they were doing something with the garage, but as I said, I don't know when the picture was taken on street view. The way that the roof goes and with the sort of pitch and everything, it's going to look, I don't know if it's going to look out of, because there's so much they want to do and it's actually not a very big property when you look at it on the street view. I don't know whether we can actually turn it down because it's too much.
I think it looks untidy. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's going to look so semi-detached. It's going to look massive, but obviously we can't.
Also, with regards to the chimney, you need a party wall notice for that, and you've got to get.
I mean, the chimney is shared, isn't it?
Yeah, well, so you need a party wall notice. Therefore, if the next owners object to the party wall notice, the chimney can't go down. But that's a technical issue. It's not a plan issue. It's.
It says there something about a party wall surveyor can help with any
Yeah.
disputes.
You need a party wall, so it costs a fortune. Never get involved in a party wall dispute. Never, trust me.
I mean, if you're not happy, say, overdevelopment, Councillor Buchanan and then Councillor Richard Honeyman.
I think what we're really looking at here is just two enlargements of two dormer windows. I mean, that's basically it, from what I can gather.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, the rest of the footprint is as it was basically. You know, so they're just moving the existing dormers out a little bit, from what I can judge.
I think.
Yeah, I've got
So-
Councillor Richard Honeyman. Have you finished, Councillor?
Yes, I was just to make an observation. It sounds as if we were talking about a lot more going on than maybe there actually
Yeah, I
is.
think it's probably some of the drawings is sort of, makes it look it's more than it is.
Maybe so, yeah.
Councillor Richard Honeyman.
I mean, obviously, I'm happy with the. We can't part approve, can we? Can we part approve? I'm happy with the single story extension replaced in the conservatory. I'm fine with that. It's the dormers on the side and the back and the. Hang on, what was it? Side, rear and the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're trying to. They're not, and of course they're not like the previous one in the sense they're the full length of the property or anything like that. So they're not massive in that respect. But do we normally see that permutation having a side and over there? Not so much, but then you suppose we've got no choice really, because you say it's semi, isn't it? So you can't really do what the previous property we looked at was trying to do. I mean, it does make it look a bit extensive, doesn't it? But whether or not it's enough to turn it down, that's...
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
You don't think it is? Not really?
No.
So I suppose we support this
Councillor
application. I suppose we support it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like Councillor Hunman says, it's just replacing the conservatory with a single-storey extension and add a dormer and then enlarge the side dormer, so...
It looks more than what it is actually,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'll support the application anyway.
okay,
It's probably better doing that chair than having another dormer on the front.
yeah.
So I mean, so that because we don't like the front doors, do we?
No,
So
no.
having it, the rear one's already there anyway up to the
Yeah.
point, so we might as well do the side. So I think we'll have to support it. Really.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you seconding?
Yeah, I'm
Councillor
happy to.
Ward? Any other comments? So can I have a show of hands of supporting the application? That's unanimous. Thank you. LW stroke 24 stroke 0683, 129 North Way, replacement of existing conservatory with a single-storey rear extension and alterations to the fenestration at the side elevation. Where is the side?
Nice.
It's fine.
Who's going to propose?
I'll propose it.
Yeah, it's better one. That one's
Okay.
fine.
Second.
At least for the decency to submit an application for it, you know.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a show of hands supporting the application? That's unanimous.
I quite like that one actually.
LW stroke 24 stroke 0697, 1 Vicarage Close, single storey side extension. Councillor Libby Hanneman?
Thank you. I'm a bit concerned about, obviously I can see it's probably the only place they can put another extension on, but it's going to, with the line of all the other properties, it's going to be out, the extension, new extension will be completely out of line with everything else. Because if you look on the block plan, there's another block plan as well that makes it much clearer how much it's just going to stick out. Oh, maybe I found it. Maybe. Oh, location plan? Try the location plan. Oh, there you go, that made it even clearer how much it's going to,
True.
Yeah.
how much it would stick out even more. If you look at the rest of the line of the properties.
Because basically, although it's a corner property, got a frontage on the Vicarage Close and Sutton Road, which is making it, you know, a bit unusual.
Yeah.
Anyone? Councillor Richard Hanneman?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't want to do stuff to the southwest sort of thing, filling that bit. They wanted to extend it a bit as opposed to going towards Sutton Road. There's a bit of an info they could do, couldn't they? That bit, there you go. That's my surprise in a way. As opposed to going right, it does go quite close to Sutton Road, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think highways might have something to say about this because you're impinging on a quite a busy junction, and unless there's a 2.4 metre high fence going around the property, going so far close to a T junction, you may be impeding the view like a T junction. And it's nice, it's a small extension, it's a first size extension. And it looks like the property to me has had at least one or two extensions in the past. I don't know, it's all development. it's a tough one, as again, we'd have an extension after extension, but perhaps an extension is better than moving, I don't know, perhaps it keeps the family in place. It's a tough one.
Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Jen. Just an observation here. I don't think it's that busy a junction because Vicarage Close, wherever is a dead end. I mean, there's very, very little traffic up and down that particular. But I mean, Sutton is different, but Vicarage Close is little or nothing.
Must admit, it's a nice extension, I'll give you that.
I personally feel it's out of keeping to the street scene of Sutton Road.
I don't think you can make it any other way apart from what it is,
No.
if you want an extension of that size.
I prefer it, Chair. Oh, sorry, not put my hand up. If it was similar design, if you're going to do it to a similar design to what we've already got, as opposed to trying to get it quite modern and quite modern looking.
I
It's
think
trying
it's
to.
quite the size of it, which makes it quite prominent, doesn't it?
Quite bulky.
Okay. Who's going to make a proposal for or against?
Okay, I'll do it. It's in my
Councillor
ward.
Lillian.
Yeah, I would actually going to go against because I think it's the street scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Does that find a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Richard Homer. And can I have a show of hands of objecting to this application? Those against? Those abstaining? Thank you, Councillor Buchanan. That's carried.
Actually, I'd like to go for it.
So move on to
See no problem with work actually.
tree works. TW/24/0114/TPO, Robin Close, 17 Furl Road, and this is to not cut down the ash due to ash dieback.
Yeah.
Councillor Lord?
Oh, sorry, Councillor Buchanan, no. Yeah, unfortunately, we started slicing more down now. It's a shame really, because we've just saying we've left some quite poorly, but they don't cause any hindrance to life or limb, and one or two have actually survived. But in a place where it's near to premises, we have no choice but to remove it and prevent further contamination in a small geographical area.
Yeah. Because being in sort of in a row like that.
Yeah, you've got to take them down.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've no choice but to accept the application.
So that's I find a seconder. Councillor Olivia Hanneman. Any other comments? So can I have a show of hands of supporting the application?
Yeah.
Thank you. TW/24/0113/TPO, 28 Willow Drive. And I think, they want to fell one of the sycamores. And the other two is a crown reduction by 3 metres. We did have this before us back in 2019.
Yeah.
And we refused the felling of this particular tree, and so I don't know what your feelings are this time, but I personally don't like to see a perfectly healthy tree being felled. That's my opinion. So, Councillor Lord.
Yeah, Councillor. Crown reduction is basically it's pollarded by 10 foot, and the other one's pollarded by about both 10 foot reductions. I can't see when I slice a healthy tree down. Unless we get a report from a qualified tree surgeon saying this tree is sick or it's diseased. And it's not saying breed plant life like, do you know what, you plant soap in this place and it won't grow. Because the root ball in 10 foot underground is still there. And we've tried this actually, and if the tree dies, put another tree in its place, it won't grow. Because it knows beneath it, the tree's died for some reason, I don't know why, but we've tried doing it. So, if you, and what we've been doing, if we slice one tree down, we say put 5 back. And make it increase difficult to slice trees down. And in sycamore, basically, they lost them as self-seed as well. And they're tough old sods, they really are. And they like this particular windy, salty environment. So, unless I hear anything different from a qualified person to say this is either sick, disease, or endangerment to life, and that would come under what's known as a Class A tree. And a Class A tree means that it has to be surveyed and recognise the fact that it's a danger. And trees are classes A, B and C. And in a Class A tree is basically it's overhanging a bus stop or something like that, was pedestrian zone. Just say I want to cut it down because I don't like it, or it spoils my view. And also, if there's an insurance claim involved in it, we need something from the insurance company to say this particular tree is affecting the foundation of my property, in which case it can be considered. And I'm very uncomfortable taking a large healthy tree down unless it's insurance, it's diseased, unhealthy, or it's a survey on it and making a Class A tree with regards to immediate works on the tree. So I can't really support this. With regards to the pollarding by 3 metres or 10 foot, tough old buggers and they'll grow again.
So, I mean, if we support the
yeah, cutting back.
the cutting back,
Tree reduction.
but object to
Yeah. And I think, could we qualify this, Chair, by saying, what is the reason you want to fell it? You have to have a legitimate reason to fell a tree.
I think it's shadow.
Shadowing and stopping my Sky TV is hardly reasons to fell a tree.
And I think this is why it's still, it didn't get knocked down on the previous application.
We don't have a problem, because what you can see, you can do a pollarding by chrome lift by, say, 1.5 metres, and a pollarding in the top by, say, 3 metres, and you actually made the tree quite small, albeit in the next 5 years it will grow back. But just say I've got Paddington frames from my Sky TV, or my back room's shaded, or the leaves falling into my garden, is not a legitimate reason for falling a tree.
So, I mean, if we say that we support the pollarding,
yeah, so
but
T3 and T4, we quite support that.
And
With
then-
regards to this, we need a more substantial reason why
Yeah.
the tree should be felled. And I say replant a tree like for like, it won't grow in the same place. And if we do agree with it, we should put a condition and say, okay, you can, for whatever reason they come back with, T6 will have to be placed by at least 5 trees of similar or similar species. So we're not saying we're not going to do it, but I just say we need to a reason, not it's overshade. And we have people say, oh, there's leaves coming in my garden.
it's insufficient.
It's not sufficient reason. When I cut it down, we can't. Oh,
No.
yes.
Anyway, okay. Does that find a seconder, Councillor Olivia Honeyman? And can I have a show of hands, please? Thank you. That's unanimous.
So I just wanted to see what other comments have been made.
Yes. Well,
They were for it. Sorry, they were
Against.
not wanting the tree taken
2,
down.
3, and 2, 4. And object of T6 with those reasons. Right, TW stroke 24 stroke 0118 stroke TPO 14 Manor Road North. Another sycamore. To be
I said it's tough out there.
to require for health of the tree and to avoid overhang in adjacent properties.
Yeah, it's a big old sod down here, yeah. So what is it? Is it a third pollarding, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem now. I support application.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seconder, please. Councillor Buchanan. Can I have a show of hands of supporting this application? That's unanimous. So moving on to the update report on page 6. Notify the committee of decisions taken by Lewes District Council on applications previously considered by this committee. And you're asked to note the report unless you've got any questions. And I think
I do just have one addition, and it's just that the 72 Catherine Way appeal has been dismissed at the notice today. I'm still waiting on the fieldings.
I want to be into that. Come
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
But I'll forward this round to you all so you've got it as well.
So any other questions? No?
Could you just remind me, Isabel, for you, Chair, so that it's been dismissed as, so then the status quo has to carry on, does it, basically?
So the original decision
Was, I can't remember now, status
was
quo.
refused,
Yes, right,
but
so,
it was a retrospective as well, so I'm
That's
assuming that planning enforcement will get involved now to have it.
yeah, because
It's down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
You're down to enforcement now.
This was the
Decking.
Decking,
Yeah.
yeah. So it looked like a tower from
Yeah.
the gardens in Princess Drive.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah. Can't say I'm surprised, to be perfectly honest. Right, so can I have a show of hands of noting the report?
Yeah.
That's it, thank you. I'll bring the meeting to a close at 7:52.